Hi, I'm Julian.
Hi, I'm Alice, and we're from InvestaCrowd. Our mission at InvestaCrowd is to unlock real estate opportunities.
And this is our weekly wrap-up of all things crowdfunding. We talk about companies, regulations, and projects from around the globe with big focus on Asia. This week, the most interesting story that I found was from a real estate crowdfunding platform out of South Africa called Wealth Migrate. We've met the guys. We think they're legitimate. What they're doing is implementing the blockchain technology into their platform. So the easiest way to explain that, or my understanding, the blockchain technology is a digital ledger. So it only allows the recording of one thing, a document, or a project on the same ledger. So the purpose of implementing it into this platform is to give investors confidence that there is only one set of contracts, really.
Yeah.
And when anyone amends or changes those contracts, everybody can see that, because the blockchain is a digital platform distributed across the globe, whereby any particular change is recorded immediately across all of the ledgers. Look into it. It's super interesting. People would have heard about Bitcoin. They probably haven't heard about blockchain. The Bitcoin cryptocurrency is, the basis of it is that it sits on the blockchain. Enough about that.
Very interesting, though. Now, back to real estate investing. I thought this week it'd be interesting to maybe share our top picks of crowdfunding platforms.
Investment platforms. Yes.
So we're not going to talk about reward-based or donation-based platforms, but those for-profit investments. So going down the line, we have equity investments, which are basically investing into projects or companies or startups in return for financial gain. And what would be InvestaCrowd's top pick?
Our top pick globally would be, well, really the US, which is AngelList, one of the pioneers of equity crowdfunding. I love their model because it's created an ecosystem for venture capitalists to bring startups to the platform and then to lead those investments or co-invest with the rest of the crowd. Another global platform, but also is local now, I guess, is Our Crowd, which is an Israeli crowdfunding company. It started, most of the projects initially were Israeli startups who were very, very leading in terms of technology. But it also now has taken a huge investment from UOB Bank here, and it will start deploying projects and I guess giving Asian investors access to these same startups. So they're the two of our favorites.
Yeah, and Our Crowd's more focused on growth companies rather than early stage companies.
A bit of both, but there's a lot of Series A and Series B funding that they're looking at now. They're even developed their own fund called the Continuity O2 Fund, I think, to invest into late stage startups. Lower risk, hopefully higher returns.
Okay, and then so on the other side, there's debt investments, and within that, there's P2P lending, consumer lending, and also P2P lending for businesses, right? So on the consumer lending, it's individuals lending to other individuals for basically an unsecured personal loan.
That's right.
And on the business side, it's lending to existing businesses, typically SMEs. What are your top picks in the P2P lending?
P2P or P2B. Funding Circle we like is a global platform. It's UK. It's lent about $1.6 billion. Hundreds of companies have borrowed money and tens of thousands of investors have lent money. Even the UK government lends through this platform now. Yeah. Locally, I've always liked the Muller Sense group. They loan to SMEs. They are Singapore headquartered. They seem to be doing a good job. Hard at structures to make sure the investors are protected. Yeah. I like those guys.
And then moving on to specifically real estate crowdfunding. Obviously, real estate can fall into either debt or equity investments, and it's basically, we've already discussed the types of investments that can go into real estate, talking about the capital stack, senior debt, mezzanine debt, preferred equity, and common equity.
Right.
Now, what are your top picks for real estate crowdfunding platforms?
There's really only a couple of markets. So we've got the US, I would say Real Crowd, interesting model. They've become a technology solution for real estate developers to use the platform to raise capital. so it's a listing fee type model. We think the quality of the project is very interesting. Locally, I would say InvestaCrowd. So we only invest into developed markets where investors are protected. We don't do Asian real estate in markets where there's a lot of corruption, extortion, and opaque rules of ownership. So Real Crowd and InvestaCrowd.
A little bit of bias there, but understandably so.
Of course.
That wraps it up for us this week. And if you're interested in real estate investing, please sign up at investorcrowd.com.
Thanks for watching. See you next week.